Let me say something that may challenge how you see business. Faith is not the opposite of strategy. Faith is what gives strategy its power. Some of the most successful business leaders, they don't just rely on hustle, talent, or intelligence, they rely on faith. Not blind faith, but grounded faith. Faith that anchors them when results are delayed, pressure is high, uncertainty is unavoidable. As a business coach, as a minister, I see this more and more, and I love it. Because in business, you're constantly required to act before you see results. You invest before you profit, you build before you traction, you lead before recognition. That's faith. Having faith allows you to hold a vision when the numbers don't yet agree. Because without faith, most people, they quit too early. Not because the idea was wrong, but because the evidence hasn't arrived yet. Faith says, I move anyway. And here's where faith becomes practical. Fear creates short-term thinking, but faith creates long-term leadership. Fear says, play it safe, don't risk it. What if I fail? But faith says, be responsible, but be bold. Do the right thing, even when it costs more. Trust that integrity compounds. See, faith-driven leaders, they don't make desperate decisions. They don't chase every opportunity. They don't compromise values for speed. That restraint, that's faith at work. And most business problems aren't strategy problems. They're identity problems. When you don't know who you are, you overwork, you overcontrol, you overreact. But faith grounds your identity so your business doesn't have to carry the weight of proving your worth. When your identity is secure, you delegate without fear, you lead without ego, you lose a deal without losing confidence. Faith stabilizes the leader, and stable leaders build sustainable businesses. This is so important. I want you to grab a hold of this. Every real business journey includes delays, setbacks, seasons where nothing seems to work. And talent doesn't carry you through those seasons. Motivation doesn't either. But faith will. Faith reminds you that a closed door isn't always rejection, a slow season isn't always failure, a challenge a lot of times is preparation, not punishment. That's why when I'm coaching, I tell people faith will keep you steady when emotions say quit. And here's the reality. Faith doesn't replace discipline, it strengthens it. Faith doesn't remove risk, it gives you the courage to take the right risk. If you want a business that lasts, one built on purpose, integrity, and impact, faith isn't optional, it's foundational. So if this resonated with you, I want you to stay connected. Stay connected here. We're building businesses from the inside out. Be sure to follow.